I don't know about you, but that looked like money.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Monday Mail Day. I am sporting my Phoenix Coyotes jersey that I used to wear all the time when I went to Coyotes games. And if you want to really feel old, this is Keith Tkachuk's jersey, number 7. The reason I feel old is he's got 2 kids playing in the NHL right now, Brady and Matthew. Matthew for the Panthers, which is cool. But this makes me feel pretty ancient. Um, yeah. Anyway, it's been a minute since I've done one of these. I haven't bought a whole lot over the last few weeks, but I do have some that I haven't showed yet, and let's jump into that right now. Actually, before we jump into that, I want you to stick around to the end because there is kind of a buyer beware card. Excuse me, a buyer beware type of item that I want you to be aware of, especially when it comes to buying items that are pretty scarce, rare. Um, so yeah, I'm going to be showing that last, but it's very informative, and again, it's a kind of excuse me, wow, kind of a buyer beware type tip. So let's jump into the cards. All right, so jumping into the cards here, this one many of you probably won't care about, but I'll show it anyway because it is part of the Hall of Fame rookie card set, and that's the 1993 SP Will Shields. He's a Hall of Fame guard, played with the Chiefs primarily. Won't spend too much time on this. It's what I consider modern, but it is part of the set. And we won't spend too much time on this one either. I just thought this one kind of harkened back to my childhood, and I wanted to pick it up because I never had it. So it's a 94 Fleer Ultra Dan Marino Touchdown King. Really cheap item that I just kind of wanted to add to my Marino collection. All right, let's get to some vintage. Here we have the 51 Bowman Bobby Lane, graded a PSA 3. This is one of my favorite Bobby Lane cards, or at least it was at the time, and now I have another one coming that's probably going to be ranked a little bit ahead of this one, but I still love the image of this. I talk about 51 Bowman all the time, that it's, you know, one day it's my favorite set of the 50s, the next day it's my second favorite set behind 1950 Bowman. But either way, it's gorgeous. I just love the pose on this one, and it took me a while to track one of these down because the registration on these cards is usually pretty poor. This one is incredible, and the centering is good too. So I really lucked out on getting this one. Bobby Lane's rookie card is a 1948 Leaf, so this is a very early card of Bobby Lane in his career. But again, the registration is darn near perfect on this. So yeah, very happy to have this one. Up next is another card that's hard to find with good registration, and this is the 52 Bowman Small Joe Perry. I do not have the Bowman Large of Joe Perry yet, but we'll get there. Again, this card has registration issues very commonly. This one looks pretty good. Great color. Centering's a little bit off on this, but for a 3.5 grade, what can you expect, right? The corners are pretty good on it. It does have a little bit of the print line right there, but overall, for what I paid and how it looks, I'm pretty happy with this one. Next up is a 73 Topps Terry Bradshaw. This one, as you can see, is graded in SGC 6.5. I'm a big fan of half grades, as you know, if you've watched this channel for any length of time. This is Bradshaw's third card, and it looks pretty good. Centering, again, is off up and down, but left to right, pretty spot on, really. As is the back, and the backs are usually where you'll find the centering issues on these cards. See, I'm putting together the Bradshaw run up until 1979. I'm not going to get into the 80s yet, and I think I'm still 2 cards short of having his pre-1980 run done. It's not that he's an expensive guy to buy outside of the rookie card. It's just haven't found the 2 that I need that I A, like, and B, are at a price that I like too. So they're cards from the 70s. It's not like they're hard to get. Alright, next we have an exhibits. Now this is the 1948 to 52 exhibits of Emlen Tunnell. I did an exhibits video a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, that kind of went in depth on the exhibits cards and when they were printed and all that good stuff. If you've watched the video, you know by looking at the Made in USA text on the bottom right of the card, you can determine the year it was printed. This one was printed no earlier than 1951, so this does not predate Emlen Tunnell's 1951 Bowman. Still a cool item to have. Insanely cheap. It blows my mind how cheap he is. It is not a postcard back, unfortunately. It's just your standard black and white M. Tunnell exhibits. Happy to have it. I'm slowly but surely building. I have a feeling I'm going to end up going after the whole set. Not that I really need to. I got so much other stuff in the hopper, but I really love these cards, as you know. So yeah, happy to add another Emlen Tunnell card to the Tunnell collection. Next up is a 1970 Topps Super of Lance Alworth, graded a PSA 6. Now these aren't the easiest things to find, and they're also not the most popular things to buy, but I think I'm going after the Master Collection of Lance Alworth, and you'll see why in a minute when I show the next card. So I decided to grab this one. It was, I think I paid, I can't remember, $30 or something maybe. Not insanely expensive, but these aren't very popular among collectors, it seems, but I don't know, it's a Lance Alworth card that I didn't have, and I thought it looked pretty good for the price. Okay, if you notice on the thumbnail, I had a little buyer beware statement on there, and we're going to talk about it. This is the 1969 Eskimo Pie Lance Alworth and John Charles. Now this is graded an SGC 3 hand cut. The assumption is that this was hand cut from a box of Eskimo Pie cards, and it very well might have been, but there are also Eskimo Pie items that came in stickers, and oftentimes people would take the stickers and put stickers on cardboard, right? And you know, over time, you know, people found these items and I think cut them and sent them in to get graded, and they come back as the assumption is hand cut from a box of Eskimo Pie. I don't I'm not convinced that this is one of those, and the reason why is because the back is more of a tan brown, and from my research on these cards, the Eskimo pie boxes were more of a white. So this may have been a sticker that was put on a cardboard box, and then later on the box was cut, and then this was sent in, and it comes back a 3 hand cut. And the assumption is that it's the actual Eskimo pie box. It's still a super rare item, don't get me wrong. I'm glad to have it. But when you buy things like this, you may not be getting what you think you're getting. And I'm going to show an example of this because I have one of these that's raw. And it's the Bob Griese and Ben Davidson. I'm super glad that I have this raw because it allowed me to pull the card out and look at it closer. And if you can, I don't know if it's going to show up very well, but in the loop, under the loop, it shows up really, really well. The top of this card is delaminating from the cardboard right here. And I'm almost convinced that this is a sticker that was put on a piece of cardboard. And it was sold as a hand-cut card from Eskimo Pie. Still a cool item. I'm not like mad about it or anything, but it goes to show that knowledge is power in this hobby, especially for items that you don't see every day. I believe that this Lance Allworth is similar to what I just showed you with the Bob Griese and Ben Davidson, in that it was one of the stickers. If you go back and watch my video on the Bob Griese, I talk about how these Eskimo Pie cards, they were part of the Eskimo Pie box that you would cut out, but they also released them in sticker form that was on kind of a green backing. They're really thin, like paper thin. My research has led me to believe that they were handed out maybe via ice cream trucks or other ways, but they were handed out and people would peel them and stick them to a cardboard box, a cardboard something. And I think that's what happened here as well. I think a lot of them that are for sale on eBay right now are actually stickers that are on cardboard. They aren't the actual Eskimo Pie box. And I'm really thinking of doing a video on this set because it is one of the most difficult sets to put together in post-war football. Extremely difficult. There are some very, very, very short printed cards in this 32 card set. So I think it might be worthy of its own video. I'm kicking that idea around. Mainly because it's a really cool set. It's got some star power in it. This is one of the bigger cards in the set. But also how it was distributed and how there are different variations of this. Like I said, I'm convinced this is a sticker on cardboard just because the back is more the brown. But it's also possible, we don't know a whole lot about this set, that maybe some of the boxes were brown and this was cut from a box. The only way I'll know on this one is if I crack it and look at it closer. With the Griese that I showed, it was it's raw, so I was able to put this under the loop and see the delamination of the sticker on the cardboard. So I'm 99.9% sure this is not from the Eskimo Pie box, but a sticker. It's also kind of glossy. This one I am not as sure on, but I'm pretty sure that this is a sticker as well. That being said, it doesn't really matter to me, other than me being one of those people who like to know the facts about everything. But if you look at the pop report, I'm going to pull that up right now. So here's the pop report, and you can see that there aren't a whole lot of these, regardless of what version they are. You know, there's a waxy paper backing, and that's the sticker. So when you see these for sale with the green waxy paper, they're pretty rare. The factory panel, I believe, I'd be guessing if I knew what that was. It's graded a 9. Holy crap! And then the cardboard backing, and then this. This is where mine falls in. There's no description. I don't know if they consider these two to be the same or these three to all be the same. But regardless, with all of them, there are only 8 graded by SGC. Now, PSA stopped grading these a few years ago, and my guess would be because of this issue with the sticker being on cardboard, not from the real box, and people cutting it and submitting it like it was from the box. I would bet dollars to donuts that that is why PSA stopped grading these, because it's hard to discern what's real and what isn't, because these are so hard to find. But again, if you look at the PSA pop report data, they only graded 7 before they stopped grading them at all. Again, not very many, a very difficult set to put together. And if you're a master set builder, it is borderline impossible, I would say, to get all 32. Just because the research I've done, the last 2 cards of this set, there's only, I think, 2 known examples out there. Don't know if that's still true, but from what I've been able to read and figure out, there are only a couple of those examples that exist, and I believe they're both stickers. I'll have to double check that. Definitely will if I do a video on this set. But yeah, if you see these come up for sale, they are rare no matter what. But just be aware that you might not be getting what you think you're getting. It's still a cool item. I love having it. It's goes well with my Lance Allworth collection that I'm putting together. But it's not exactly what I thought it was. And that it's kind of annoying. I don't lose sleep over it or anything. Again, I own a pretty rare item. But there's definitely some mystery here. And I think it's a mystery that I kind of want to go down the rabbit hole on it. So yeah, there you have it. My latest pickups from the last, I don't know, 2-3 weeks or so. I do have a big card coming this week, hopefully. It just got authenticated. Can't wait to share that one with you. It's another one of those scarce items. Wouldn't say rare, but it's scarce. And so pumped that I won it. Yeah, if you have any questions or insight on this set or any of the other cards I showed today, feel free to comment. I'm very responsive with comments. Feel free to rinse. Feel free to reach out on Instagram as well. I'm on there quite a bit. And yeah, thanks for watching and hanging in there this long. It's been a longer video than I anticipated, but I kind of wanted to provide more info on the card you see here on the screen. So thanks again for watching, and we will see you very soon. See ya.